Hello, and welcome back to the second half of the semester and our class, Political Science 222, War and Politics on Film. The purpose of this video conference or first video lecture is just to give you a quick overview of the plans we have for the rest of the semester and reinforce some of the themes that I've raised in email with you recently. First and foremost, welcome back, and welcome back to the College of Worcester experience, adjusted a bit in light of broader circumstances. I hope that you and your family are faring well in these unexpected times. We are, though, going to forge ahead and continue our work. In a way, I've found that this is kind of a nice anchor. It's a grounding experience to engage in our familiar activities, even though that we're doing this or approaching this in slightly different ways. Over the next few minutes, what I want to do is provide an overview of the revised syllabus, plans, and expectations for the semester. But let me begin with a very simple framing of our approach, and that is that because we're in a film class where we get to explore key themes related to war and politics through the medium of film, our class experience won't be that fundamentally changed. In fact, we're going to shift toward more film viewing on your own, and some readings and discussions and thematic overviews in video conferences each week. But in general, we're not talking about a radically different experience for us in this class. And so in that way, we're kind of fortunate. We're lucky that we're able to make these adjustments and continue to provide what will be a really engaging learning experience for you, for us, for the rest of the semester. So I want to get right into it and give us an overview of the syllabus that's been revised for discussion for the second half of the semester. And to do that, I'm going to shift to screen sharing and make that connection, and we'll talk through the syllabus. Let me go do that now. All right, so I think that now your view has shifted a little bit and you're able to see the screen, which includes the first page of our revised syllabus, and perhaps then a smaller box with me in it narrating our discussion over the next few minutes. This syllabus is the same version that you've been sent as an attachment in the email on Monday, March 23rd. I want to take a couple of minutes to run through it and make sure that you and we are all on the same page as we consider what's going to be involved. Please note, when you take a look at the syllabus proper, you're going to see that a lot of the original material from the syllabus that I handed out to you in January remains in black ink on the syllabus as it was. And then what I've done is make additions, notations, and changes highlighted in red throughout the syllabus. So let's talk through a couple of those. On the first page, a new way to connect with me for office hour style discussions. We are shifting to virtual office hours for the remainder of the semester, and I have many office hours available, many more than I typically would if we were all on campus, given the different schedule we're on now. Those are available at my regular web portal for booking advising appointments, and that is jeffreylantis.youcanbook.me. What you'll do then is sign up for a regular appointment then, but instead of coming to my office like you would have back in the first half of the semester, instead what I'll do is send you a link on an email confirming our meeting and a Zoom link for a video conference chat. Zoom is a system that allows conversations just like this, only interactive in nature, and so you and I will be able to see each other and discuss any issues that arise. Many appointments available each week, and you can find me in that way. Then the rest of page 1 describes the general plans for the development of the semester from here on out. First, it acknowledges that this is an unexpected change in our format and our system, but what I've tried to do is highlight some of the main themes that you want to keep in mind. First category is philosophical and practical issues. First and foremost, again, we are dealing with uncharted waters, unprecedented circumstances, and so I know we all will remain as flexible and patient as we can be. I will tend to err on the side of kindness and patience and be as flexible as I can to meet your needs, and I hope that we'll all work together toward our common goal. I list there in that first paragraph, and I list it again and again in the syllabus. When you have any questions, if there are any uncertainties, please feel free to reach out to me by email, and we can have conversations either by email or set up a Zoom video conference. Another important point, the rest of this semester's class will be run asynchronously. That means that I'll be recording lectures, presentations, and sending you materials that will be happening at hours different from when we might have normally met and talked. I am going to post recorded lectures on Tuesday evenings upcoming, beginning on Tuesday, March 31st, by 7 p.m. Worcester time to get them up there and available for you in our online portal. And then you can watch them when you're ready, ideally then or within a day or two. Again, I'm doing this because we're operating on an asynchronous way. Synchronicity is hard for a large group meeting. I've learned a lot about online teaching over the last week or two, and we're strongly advised to do that. This also acknowledges the fact that many of you are in different time zones now, and that you may be in different situations. So this is designed to accommodate or fit into other schedules you might have. Third, let me underscore, we're really in a fairly fortunate position because after all, this is a film class. This is a class about viewing films, reading good materials as foundation or preparation, and then thoughtfully analyzing and reflecting on what we've learned. This class will continue in that same vein with some modifications. Again, I say, please keep in contact with me. At the top of page 2, I highlight the fact that if you're having any issues, any concerns, please feel free to reach out. And you can always contact me by email. Watching lectures. So as I've indicated, I'll be posting those recorded lectures, and those will usually be short 15 to 20 minute framing lectures for each class week, beginning on Tuesday, March 31st. The way to find those is by following my link here to the YouTube channel that I've established. I've created a new YouTube channel exclusively for this class. I'm not going to overload your feeds with any other material. That is going to have a couple of key things in it. It's going to have my recorded lectures labeled and easy to access for each week. And it's also going to have a playlist, a connected playlist with some video clips that I might have shown in class where we're meeting together, live and in person. But in this case, you can easily access and view. These are 5 or 10 minute clips that really set the tone or illustrate a theme we're talking about. Where to find my YouTube channel? At this URL address. You should type this into your web browser, and then I recommend subscribing to that channel and or possibly bookmarking that channel as a way to know that you can go to it. If you subscribe, you'll get regular notifications when I've uploaded the latest video conference or lecture material. That will be a way then that you can view my lectures at the time or soon after the time on Tuesday evenings at 7 o'clock. Please note that the material that I post there will be testable material, framing, theories, themes from lectures, and that will accompany, of course, the film viewing that you're going to do, which is also testable material. Watching lectures online is not so easy, so sometimes you may want to stop and pause. Other times you may want to cut back and rewatch segments so that you get as much information as possible. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, because we're dealing with this remotely and asynchronously, you can reach me by email. At the top of page 3 on your revised syllabus is a description of watching films. What we've done then is shifted a little more in our plan, our format for the next few weeks toward film watching on your own and my lecture setups to frame and guide that discussion. I've assigned basically 1 film per class. They're great films for those 5 meetings beginning on Tuesday, March 31st, and every Tuesday that follows after that. These are great films, feature films, interesting films, rich and nuanced filmic interpretations of key themes, and some documentaries that are very, very powerful. Please note, however, that an unexpected fee has emerged for us. We're going to have you subscribe to or rent those movies for your own viewing. The total is somewhere around $13 for the remainder of the semester. And again, I'm sorry about that, but the college doesn't have a license that we can extend to individual students. So for those films that you may view in any way that you find, paying those rental fees as I prescribe in the syllabus, or finding them maybe in an alternative format for free online, you're going to view those films and then react to some of those in writing assignments and projects upcoming. Receiving assignments and submitting them. Here I'll highlight the fact that we are adopting a fairly low-tech or straightforward approach toward the rest of the semester. There are 2 ways that you could receive assignments and information about them from me. First, I'll be emailing you assignment prompts when important things are upcoming in our schedule. And I'll ask that you return your written work to me as Word document attachments by email. This is consistent with the midterm exam format that we've all just adopted and we have planned to complete or implement this week. And it will make sure that you and I have full, clear line of communication. Second, though, I will refer to these assignments, discuss them, maybe talk about them a little more in these video conference postings that I'll make for class. I'm so sorry that we're not going to be able to have synchronous or live moderated discussions. I really enjoyed our opportunity in the first half of the semester to dive into themes and discuss them and to listen into your discussion groups and breakouts and investigating key themes and debating things. We're not going to be able to do that because this class runs asynchronously and because we all may be in a variety of situations or circumstances. Virtual office hour appointments, as I've discussed already, please feel free to visit my web portal for appointments at jeffreylantis.youcanbook.me and sign up for a time that works best for your schedule. And then we'll see you on a video chat. Page 4 and on in the syllabus covers some of the same themes that you knew from the beginning of the semester. And so I'll simply scroll through here and say that what I've done is repeated the material and occasionally added a red comment describing or expanding on something that was important. Here I'll pause at the top of page 5, course requirements. The course requirement categories and the weighting for your grade for the class for this semester have not changed fundamentally. I'm not changing the weighting of the categories. I'm making minor adjustments within them to try to be as supportive and as flexible as we can be. The content warning that I've shared with you numerous times in our class is reinforced doubly by our current circumstances. Even though I'll try to indicate content warning and concerns, you and I will not be in the same place when you're viewing these films. And so I'll ask you to be very careful and conscientious. And of course, if you have any concerns, please feel free to contact me in advance of a film viewing or in relation to a film viewing. Participation and professionalism. You all did a great job in the first half of the semester in being engaged students and good class citizens. I've decided to assign the grade for participation and professionalism based on your performance during the first half of the semester for this category. I, in all cases, have tried to recognize your participation and engagement, and I want you to know that I am grading this in a positive or kind way. That is, I plan to give you the benefit of the doubt and err on the side of a more positive or higher grade for class participation based on individual circumstances. Response papers. I mentioned above that I wasn't changing the weighting for categories. In this case, though, in case of response papers, the overall weighting of the category remains the same, but what I've done is shifted to 2 response papers only. That is one more this semester to go with the one that you completed early in the semester for us to comprise that component of the grade. The War and Remembrance paper is something you've already completed and we learned a lot from. That was a great assignment. Top of page 7 highlights the critical essay on heroism in film. That is an assignment upcoming. It'll be due toward the end of the semester, and I'll be sending you a prompt and telling you more about that. I'm scrolling on through the syllabus, noting that we've added some additions in red ink to highlight changes in access and resource support. And we'll begin talking for a minute or two about the course outline. On page 9, you see what is the first half of the semester. And so that's done, that's completed. We had a great experience, and I've left it in, but simply in black ink and reduced the size of the font. Let's get to our focus on what happens next. On Wednesday, of course, this Wednesday, March 25th, your take-home midterm examinations are due, and you're going to submit them by email as a Word document attachment, and then I'll begin grading and evaluating them. The second half of the semester description begins in earnest on page 12 of the syllabus. It includes a statement which reinforces what I said a few minutes ago about our plans to make minor adjustments, but maintain our mode of watching great films and reflecting on them. Beginning on our discussion of week 9 on page 12, you see more detailed guidance. And you'll also, if you watch carefully as we go in the next page or two, you'll see that I have lightened up or eased up on some of the requirements and readings to recognize our complex circumstances. Each of the descriptions of the classes forthcoming, those 5 class meetings, is highlighted page by page in the remaining revised syllabus. For next week, Tuesday, March 31st, by 7 p.m. Worcester time, I'll be posting a couple of video conference style, video recorded lectures that frame our discussions and themes. You'll note, though, that for that week, I've deleted from required readings the Timothy Corrigan chapter. That's no longer required or testable material, but left in some great readings. And then we shift into that film viewing mode. After probably 35, maybe 40 minutes max of me setting up some important themes and framing my video conference lectures for that night, Tuesday, March 31st, it will be your turn. It'll be your turn to watch our first assigned feature film, Paradise Now. You see a description of the film, as well as important content warnings listed there, and guidance on how you can rent or obtain access to the film on your own. Beginning on page 13, we move on to week 10, April 7th, our class meeting. By Tuesday, April 7th, by 7 p.m., I will have posted some framing material in the form of these video lectures. And you'll review and read the assigned material, all of which is available on eReserve and our standard eReserve system. And then watch the documentary film, Which Way is the Front Line, from here. This includes important information about the documentary, as well as content warnings and access for YouTube rentals. The syllabus continues then in weeks 11, weeks 12, and week 13 to the end of the semester, providing an overview of our plans and expectations. I think when you have a chance to sit down with this and look through it carefully, you'll see that what we've done is we've shifted to a little more focus on viewing some powerful films and writing about them, a little less focus on assigned readings. You'll see several readings that I have deleted from required material, giving you a chance to focus instead on other things like the preparation for the heroism film essay and the final take-home exam. And in all cases, I've decided to try to be as flexible as possible and to make sure that we provide good support for you. So let me conclude with this, and that is to thank you for your engagement in a great class the first half of the semester. And I know we're going to do our best to keep this a lively and engaging experience for us as we head on out toward May. I wish you and your family the best. And this, of course, is the beginning of a series of video chats that we'll have just like this. When you have any questions between now and the end of the semester for our class, please feel free to send me an email. Best wishes, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks.